Hi everyone and welcome to this tutorial. Today we will be crocheting this puffy bag, which kind of reminds me of marshmallows. I'm using a wool blend beanie yarn in 3 different colors, suitable for needle size 7/8. We are going to use size 8 crochet hook. Starting with the darkest yarn, make a sliding knot and chain 2. Next we will make a puff stitch into our first chain loop. Yarn over and dive into the loop. Yarn over once again and pull out a loop on your hook. Repeat 2 more times into the same spot. Now that we have 7 loops on our hook, yarn over and drag the working cord through all of them. Chain 1 to close the puff stitch, and we will add another chain on top. The next puff stitch we are going to make into the closing stitch of the previous puff. Once again, yarn over and dive into the stitch 3 times, extending a loop on your hook each time. Yarn over and drag the working cord through all loops. Close the puff stitch and chain 1. Keep repeating the steps until you have 9 puff stitches. Alright, now we have 9 puffs in a row, and we will close off the other side of our row. For that we're going to chain 1 and then make a slip stitch into the space between puffs. Repeat that for every puff. Our last slip stitch goes into the very first loop of the chain we created. Next, extend the loop on your hook so that your yarn bobbin can fit through it. Pull the working cord to tie the knot. Now our bottom puff row is ready. Next we switch to our second color. Make a sliding knot, insert your hook into the space between first 2 puffs and pull the loop through it. This will be the front side of our bag, so the tail should stay on the wrong side. From here we will make a puff stitch into this space. Since we started with a loop and not with a yarn over, we will have 5 loops on the hook in this first stitch. Close the stitch and move on to the next space between puffs of the bottom row. Continue just like that. Once you reach the last puff of the previous row, find a stitch in the middle of it. Make the next puff stitch into it. Moving on to the opposite side, we will make stitches into the same spaces in between puffs of the previous row, just from another side. Continue until the end of the row. Our last pink puff will go into the starting loop of the first row. We will close the row with a slip stitch into the loop above our very first pink puff. Extend the loop on the hook and drag your bobbin through it to tie a knot. And our second row is ready. Moving on to the third row, we change colors again, and we will make a sliding knot with a new cord. Now, in order to achieve our zigzag pattern, every row we need to switch crocheting direction from the front to the wrong side. We did the pink row facing the front side, so now we need to work from the inner side. Insert your hook between the first two pink puffs and pick up the white loop. Make sure that the tail is on the inside. From here we will make a puff stitch into every space between pink puffs. Keep cords of other two colors on the inside of the bag. This row, as well as every other row, we will close with a slip stitch and tie a knot. The third row is now ready. Next row we switch back to the green cord and we will work it from the front side. Find the green cord and choose one of the spaces between white puffs that are closest to it. Yarn over and extend the loop to match the one you usually start your puffs with. From here, finish the puff and move on to the next space. Continue for the rest of the row. The next row we will crochet from the inside, and picking up the cord will be a bit different. Since we need it to be on the outside, we will have to twist it around. As you can see, it is hardly visible when the puff stitch is completed. The rest of the stitches will be regular. We have completed 4 rows, and the next 2 are going to be done in exactly the same way. Complete them on your own and I will meet you there. Next we will need some stitch markers. We have finished with the green color, which appears every 3rd row in our design. And the next time we switch to the green cord, we will start working on the decrease rows, meaning we will not make a full round of stitches but start closer to the middle of our bag. However, currently our cord is coming out from the right edge and it would be handy to move it. Rather than just dragging it over the inside of the bag and creating unnecessary tension, we can weave it in with the next row. What we need now is to determine which side our cord needs to come out of. Since the last green row was crocheted from the inside, the next green row will be crocheted from the front side, meaning we will hold our bag like this and move from right to left. Therefore, we need our cord to be here, and we will move it 3 puffs to the right. Secure the cord with the stitch marker. Now we can switch to the pink cord and make a regular row of puff stitches. I will meet you at the end of the row and show you how to weave in the green cord. Now you can remove the stitch marker and simply hold your green cord close to the previous row. Your pink cord should be looping around both the edge of the previous row and the green cord. Do the same for the next 2 stitches. Now our green cord is in place for when we need it later. We will now do the same with the pink cord. We just finished the row from the front side, so the next pink row will be done from the wrong side, meaning we will move like this. Therefore, we will need to redirect it here. We will move it by 2 puffs, so you can mark that space with a stitch marker. Complete a row of white puffs. At the end, weave in the pink cord. We have now completed all full rows, and starting from the next one, we will split the row in half and decrease the number of puffs in each row. Next step is not entirely necessary, but with the next row we can move the white cord by 1 stitch in the same direction where we moved the green cord. We now switch to the green cord. Find the 3 stitches in the center and put your hook through the space on the left from them. With the next 2 stitches, weave in the white cord. There will be a total of 7 puffs in this row. When you make the last puff, don't chain 1, but extend the loop on your hook and tie a knot. Now we have the first half of the decrease row completed, and there will be a symmetrical one on the other side, however we will come to it later. We can right away redirect the green cord 2 puffs back, since the rows will get smaller and we will start them closer and closer to the edge every time. Moving on to the pink cord, make a row from the wrong side and weave in the green cord with the first 2 puffs. Once you are past those, put the green cord on the inside and continue without it. We will have a total of 6 pink puffs in this row. Tie a knot on the last one. Once again, return the pink cord 2 puffs back. Repeat all the same with the white cord, making 5 puffs in this row. We will make another 2 rows just like that. You should end on a row with 3 pink puffs. Alright, so now we are finished with our left decreasing side, forming a triangle. From here we will make a strap and then mirror this part on the right side. For the strap we will slightly change the system. We will make all rows from the front side and we will use the Tunisian crochet technique. Start like you would a regular puff stitch. Once you have all loops on the hook, don't tie the knot, but right away dive into the next space. Additionally, we need to move the pink cord to the middle, so make sure to loop around it as well. Now our pink tail is in the middle and you have 2 sets of puff stitch loops on your hook. Yarn over, drag through the first group, chain 1. Yarn over, drag through the second group, and instead of chaining 1, we are making a knot, same as at the end of previous rows. Every time we have a 2 puff row like this, we will need to return the working cord to the middle, so that once we are done with the back, it is less noticeable. We are going to weave it in with the next green stitch. There will be only 1 puff in this next row. Finish the stitch with a knot. No need to move this cord as it is already in the middle of the strap. Next row we will again make 2 puffs and we will work through these closing stitches on top of white puffs. Collect all the loops on your hook from the first stitch and move on to the next one. Yarn over, go through the first group, chain 1. Yarn over, go through the second group and tie a knot. With the next stitch, weave in the pink cord towards the middle. I hope by now you get the system. From here we will repeat the pattern for another 8 rows. We are going to finish with a single pink puff. You can cut off the pink and green cords, leaving tails that are easy to weave in. The white tail needs to be longer. Probably we won't need all of this, however it's better to have some extra length. We will now complete the second part with decreasing rows. Count 3 stitches from the first green decrease and insert your hook into the space on the left. Make 7 puffs. With each row you make, don't forget to weave in your cords 2 puffs back. Attach the pink cord, make 6 puffs, and then continue with the same sequence of rows like we made on the other side of the bag. You should end on the row with 3 pink puffs. We will now connect this part with the strap, and you can see that I have a bit of repeating color here. Unfortunately, the pattern can't be perfect because it is irregular, so some kind of color misalignment needs to happen. We will now take our bag and turn it inside out. Align the strap with the back edge. Insert your hook through the right space between pink puffs and at the same time through the stitch above the green puff. Repeat with the other side. Finish off the white puffs and pull out the tail. We can turn the back to the right side to see how it turned out, and of course we still need to weave in the ends. I mostly hide them inside of the puffs or along the edges of the same color. And this is now the final result. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and I wish you a lot of fun with your bag. Feel free to drop your thoughts and questions in the comments below, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye!